Hey boys, welcome back to Puck and Stuff Podcast with my boy T-Dog. This is episode 7. This episode is sponsored by, well, A Man Can Dream.
A man can dream.
Well, Tristan, we have some interesting topics to talk about. A lot happened since the last time we had an episode, huh?
We re-recorded Tuesday, and it's what? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 4 days.
4 days, and the
Wow.
NHL decided to give us a lot of topics to talk about, which is great. But first, I would like to start off with Tuukka Rask retiring.
Toronto Maple Leafs legend.
Hey, I just would love to thank Rask for kicking the Leafs out of the first round for all those years. It's a true honor, man. But honestly, he won a Stanley Cup, and he took Boston. He was kind of a big part of Boston's winnings for all those seasons.
He was never the main goaltender for that 2011 Cup run, of course,
No,
because
it
that
was
was
Tim
Tim
Thomas.
Thomas.
Yep.
But you have 2013 and you have 2019, and his win-loss record is, I think you have the stat there, is pretty impressive.
For his
Rask was an amazing goaltender, and it's really unfortunate to see that his career had to end like that, just through injuries, and it always sucks to see players like that just have to always end it early because of this.
It's so sad to see.
Boston's gonna feel it, I think. I mean, Rask was their go-to for 10 years.
Yeah.
For a decade. So we grew up with that. I always knew it was Tuukka Rask in it. Now it's gonna be the Swayman-Ulmer tandem. I don't know how long that'll be. But
Who knows? Yeah, but I do have some stats. So for his NHL career, he had 308 wins, 165 losses. Holy cow, that's a lot of saves. He had 15,575 saves. His goals against was 2.28. His save percentage was 921. That's pretty
9-2-1.
That's pretty
Not bad at
impressive
all.
for an NHL career. Over all the seasons he's played in.
Do you think he's Hall of Fame worthy?
Oh, that is tough. I think so.
That's
I
hard.
think he kind of has the resume that he could slide in if they really wanted to, but
There's a debate I was seeing on Instagram there, and I agree with some, and I agree with some other opinions as well. Because, well, the cup that he won, he wasn't the goalie, was he?
No.
It was Tim Thomas. So he really won that by being the backup, and I don't think he played one game. 'Cause I think Tim Thomas took the entire load. But
Tim Thomas.
at the same time,
deserves
right?
to be a Hall of
Still
Famer,
had
though.
that cup. He still has the ring. His name's edged on the cup for a reason.
Yeah.
And he took him to 2 Stanley Cup Finals after that,
Yeah.
right? So that's tough. And he's won his awards, right?
Yep. He had the win of Vezina, right? He had to.
I'm pretty.
I'm not 100% sure.
Uh-oh.
I know I have the stats in front of
We
me. but-
forgot the stats.
Oh no, I'm going to get
Oh,
hated
no.
on again for not knowing the stats. Oh no, end of the world, boys. But yeah, anyways, I would still love to say that Tuukka Rask had a great career and hope to whatever he does for the rest of his life and his endeavors. Tristan, any last words for Tuukka Rask?
It was just fun to watch Rask. I always enjoyed the Bruins team. They've always been gritty. Always had the great things, the great forwards, and a great team in general. Just through a consistency of 10, 11, almost 12 years now. Even before, right? And it's kind of sad seeing that Boston slowly kind of edging itself out of there. They could be in the dumpster by next year for say the way they've been playing right now. I mean, I know I was saying some good things about them in the last episode, but the last few games they just haven't really proven to me that they could be that. So
it's so sad, especially who's going to kick out the Leafs out of the first round now?
exactly.
You look over and there's Tampa. Okay, we're good.
Guys.
Yeah, but that's sad to see. And speaking of Boston players, Brad Marchand is the most loved, hated player in the league. You love to hate him. It's great. And what obviously I am talking about is the 6-game suspension for punching Tristan Jarry in the head.
Did he say something to him? I keep rewatching the video.
I don't know.
I keep rewatching the video. So the play is stopped dead, and then it's Jarry looks over to him. So he must have said something. I don't know what he said specifically, but it's he turns around and then boom, sucker punch to the back of the head.
Oh, everyone went after him because of that
6
too.
games is deserved, I think.
Yeah, like I have no idea what his intention was or if there was a motive or anything, but dude, you just straight up went up and punched him. Like
Well,
you don't do that to a goalie.
I think Jari did say something for him to like do something like that. So
No matter what you say to him though, unless it's like
I know.
personal,
Well, unless
you
it's
don't go up
like
and punch him in
really,
the head.
unless it's some like really bad thing to say, but it's like, man, hockey's a sport where like chirps go, man.
Yeah, you have to accept that. You can't just go around punching people. because of that.
I don't know. I think like I said, I think the 6 games is deserved. The NHLP is trying to repeal it. I think for less games. I mean, do they win it? I don't know. I think it deserves the
doubt
6
it.
games, to be honest. The problem is when you're like a repeat offender, they're gonna go after you. Just ask Nelson College in the playoffs, right?
Oh yeah, every time, every first round, he would get like ejected for like 3 games because of a crucial hit, and it was.
Yep.
I loved him with the Leafs.
He better stop. He better limit the aggression a little bit in the first round.
Hey,
Just so he doesn't, mess the abs
I think
up
how he's playing
with it.
this season kind of tells maybe he's not trying in that direction anymore.
No, he still has that playing ability, but yeah, I guess that's true, right? He's definitely playing a different play style now.
And it's working. It's obviously working for him. But
Definitely.
yeah, I don't have much more to say about Brad Marchand. Anything for you?
I don't think Jory was injured at the play or anything, right?
No,
it's just
a punch to the head, and you're like,
a sucker punch to the back of the head just doesn't look good no matter what.
No.
Like literally any circumstance you see that, you're like, why was that solicited? Like how was that allowed?
yeah, literally. But yep, that's for sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Boston. They got gritty players. You know who else got gritty players? The Calgary Flames.
5-game win streak, boys. And we did beat the first team in the Pacific, the Vegas Golden Knights, 6-0.
And we got 4 games in hand on them.
Hell yeah, second in the division now.
It's looking pretty good.
And it's also Markstrom's 8th shutout, and he's 2 behind Kiprusoff for franchise shutouts in a season. Wow.
He's gonna get it. He's going to get it.
Well, yeah, he's like, we just got past halfway through the season, and he's only 2 away.
The one thing I'm loving right now is because of this recent recent win streak, other fans of other teams are starting to realize, don't mess with Calgary. Like, yeah, I understand that we have that whole stigmatism where it's like, do whatever in the playoffs and then crap out and stuff in the first round.
That's what's going to scare me the most about this team is when
yeah,
playoff time comes around.
100%.
It's like, is Gaudreau going to just disappear again? Is it just going to have to rely on Markstrom again? And like, there's so many factors.
I'm going to tell you this. If the Flames go into the playoffs and Gaudreau is silent in the playoffs,
he's gone.
And they lose the first round by a decent margin, I think that's a pretty easy decision then. As much as I actually love what he's playing right now in his season, but you need to be winning. It's time to win now. That's the thing with the team, right?
Oh,
the
yeah,
way you
we
bring
are in a
goal,
win now situation,
the way
aren't we?
you bring in some players, like if you're gonna like really debatable, bring in like a player like Tyler Toffoli or like Sherrod or other players like that
into the team.
it's a win now situation. That's all for depth. It's
Yeah.
all for scoring depth. All for playoff depth. That's all it is.
It's going to be very interesting what the Flames do at the trade deadline. That's for sure.
Oh, for sure.
So, would you like to actually jump into this first game against Vegas?
Yeah, for sure. Well, that was a 6-0 blowout. Domination.
Oh,
I really thought Vegas was going to give him a really tough time. First period, the whole
3
game
goals.
The whole game was just dominant. Like the first few minutes, right? But then again, at the same time, when it's the first few minutes of a game, you really can't get too much out of it. Maybe like say if a team is absolutely out shooting the heck out of him in the first few minutes. Goaltending's standing on his head already.
Yeah.
You really can't tell much, so I was probably looking too much into that, but really it was a dominating game by the Flames the entire time. Marchand with the 28 saves, so he was kept a bit quieter. Not really that quiet. That's pretty good.
That's an average game.
Quieter than the Leafs game, I should say. Sorry.
True. Do you want to hear some goals and stats?
Here's some goals and stuff.
So in the first period, Johnny Gaudreau scored the first goal, his 19th of the season, assisted by Kachuk. And then second goal was Michael Backlund with his 7th of the season, assisted by Hanifin. And the third was Elias Lindholm by also Kachuk. So that first line is still lighting it up. I love to see it. And then in the second period, we only have one goal with Andrew Mangiapane with his 21st of the season, assisted by Backlund. Wow, that second line's actually producing pretty well lately.
Well, we're getting scoring depth, and you can tell with these scores and everything. This is when Daryl Sutter's putting this team to work, man. Everything's working. The whole steam engine is working profusely. The oil and the machine is grease it up perfectly. That's why I see it right now.
I think it's also really just nice to see depth scoring because come playoff time, that's when it's crucial.
100%.
Especially in this league. It's not just one player with this, it's everyone. And then back onto the game. At the third period, we have Matthew Tkachuk scoring his 21st of the season, assisted by Backlund, and then Mangiapane with his 22nd, assisted by Backlund again. So a big game for Backlund overall. He ended up with about 5 points.
Yeah, 5.9.
And then Tkachuk ended the night with 3.
He was in helping on 5 of those 6 goals, which is really impressive.
And this goes back to that part of dude, I'd rather sign Tkachuk over Gaudreau. As much as I hate to say it, but dude, he's a he could look like a franchise player.
Honestly, the more we talk about it, I feel like we should just kind of wait till the end of the season because that's gonna be so tough. You don't know, man.
Yeah, you never know, but
there's flashes of everything, which is just great. But like you said, having the depth is great. Even our defense. I'm not mad at the third pairing anymore. For the past 3-4 games, I really haven't been that mad. Dallas a little bit. There's some sloppy plays. There's a few giveaways, but
hey, we came back and won that game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's but in a playoff sense, right? You're not coming back every time, right?
Yeah. Sean Monahan is still kind of a little bit
he's
concerning
off,
still,
he's
but that's always
off and on right now. But just the thing is, if we were losing these games, then that's a topic of conversation more common.
True.
But because we're actually getting depth scoring and more players assisting and helping on goals, it's not really a problem right now, is it?
True. But we do need to think about if we do plan on trading at the trade deadline. We don't have cap. We would need to trade a big salary piece, and goes back to the conversation of who on this team do you look at with salary cap and be like, who do we really need to get rid of? And right now, it's looking like Sean Monahan with his high... because we're paying him 6.5 mil for 2 more years, and he's not playing... Right now, he's not playing to that.
6.5 mil contract? Oh,
no.
No.
He's putting up 20... He has 20 points in almost 50 games, so... And a minus 13, so... It's kind of a topic to think about coming more closer to trade deadline.
I'm talking about, I guess, some last ones. I think another player that I would like to see a bit more of is Dylan Dubé.
Yeah.
He hasn't been really on the scoring sheet. He has a few flashes of physicality there, which is great for the team that we're playing with that is being put on the ice, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Dubé has that scoring touch, and I think that can be eventually that could be what's the word, engaged or whatever. I can't even think of the word right now, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. So he's played 44 games and put up 11 points with a minus 11. I think it's also he's having that kind of weird year like Tkachuk did last year. Remember when Tkachuk was kind of off?
Dubé will never be no Tkachuk, right? Never be no first liner.
I could see him having the potential to go up to a first liner.
I think he'll always be a third. I think he does have the opportunity to be a second liner for sure, though.
Yeah.
Definitely think
I think he does have the potential to be a second first liner if he truly could do it, but at the same time, yeah, he's in that kind of a weird slump, and I hope he does bounce back from that because that could be a great player to have if he shows the potential.
Oh my goodness! Can you imagine even Dubé starting to put some goals up, man?
Yeah, because then
it's just going
because then you could even if you lose Gaudreau, you could have Tkachuk, Elias Lindholm, and Dubé as a first line, and that would still be probably pretty deadly.
Yeah, you could, huh?
Yeah.
I guess thinking about the next season.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So
there's a lot to think about, but at the end of the game, end of the day, we'll just kind of go back to this here, and beating Vegas, that was just dominant. Vegas didn't look like Vegas. Leonard wasn't getting the help.
No.
Thank goodness, I really thought Eichel was going to be playing this Alberta road trip, but he didn't.
No.
And it was funny is Mark Stone apparently will be out with a back injury, so now they'll have the cap room to.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I was reading yesterday was that he has apparently a prominent back injury, and that of course, funny enough, take his cap space out. Guess how much cap room you have now, right? To have Eichel back into your lineup. So I think Eichel's pretty much just days away now, maybe a week from finally returning, which sucks for my fantasy team because I lost him, but it'll be good for Vegas. But you're gonna want Stone, right?
Yeah, especially in those
On
deep
that line,
playoff
too.
runs. But again, we have a long time before playoffs.
You won't have the Stone Eichel patch radio line yet, so I
Not
guess
yet.
we'll see, right? Anyways, but yeah, I think they still don't let Vegas off the hook, right? Like they're still gonna be dominant. Like the way they played against Edmonton was way dominant. Maybe they were tired, and they definitely weren't as aggressive on the puck as I would say the Leafs were in the other game at the start.
Yeah. Do you want to kind of switch tables here to the Leafs versus Flames?
Yeah.
game?
So going for the Leafs game there, this is the first game that we've been outshot in a long time.
48-26.
Yeah.
Wow. And we still beat them 5-2.
And that's the thing. I'm looking at the shot count, and I'm like, this is a bit of a different game. I was thinking an adversity aspect.
Yeah.
How is this team going to deal with that? You know, Marchand being outshot. Toronto was honestly, like, they were winning that game in the first period pretty much.
And there was no goals.
There was no goals, but they were being outshot, and that wasn't Calgary's game. Like, they were putting all the pressure to them. I really think, too, Toronto having, like, literally a home fan base helped them, too. It was a home fan base. I'm not even going to look.
It's kind of weird that a lot of Calgary fans are Toronto fans.
A lot of Ontarians come over here, right, to work and stuff, and vice
true.
versa, right? But and then the families, like, you know, Leafs fans and all that. But
Very true.
there's like, that's the thing. They drive the ticket prices up so much. Like I was talking about before the podcast here. It's like I was looking at tickets just for fun. $400 for mid-bowl tickets. I'm like, what?
It's
Are
insane.
you kidding me?
So,
How is that possible?
would you like to hear more stats on this game as well?
Yes, for sure.
So obviously there was no scoring in the first period. We had Ramnes Sandin scoring the first goal for the Leafs, assisted by Nylander. And then right after that, we had Mangiapane scoring his 23rd, assisted by Backlund. And then right after that, we have Noah Hannafin, assisted by Anderson. Oliver Shillington, assisted by Hannafin. Elias Lindholm, assisted by Gaudreau. And that was only in the second period, so it's already 4-1.
It was like 4-1 in the span of, what, like 5-6 minutes or something?
Yeah,
of
it
play?
was
crazy.
It was like probably 10 minutes at least. And then in the third, you had Ramnes Anderson unassisted, beginning of the third. Sorry about that. And then you had the Leafs' second goal.
Second goal, yeah.
Not much to, we kind of got outplayed a little bit in this one, but we did. Markstrom stood on his head when he needed to, and we came out with a win.
Yeah, so my notes on this game was that, to me, the aggressiveness of the Flames really won this game. This, to me, shows Toronto's weakness. They need physicality. Wayne Simmons, of course, wasn't there. Nick Ritchie wasn't there either. Wayne Simmons, I think, had a birth of a child or something. That's why he wasn't there. But
yeah.
Toronto needs physicality. It's like, you know, when freaking Andre Kasha gets steamrolled by Zadorov. It's absolutely
it was such a good hit.
Zadorov. Such
a good hit.
There should have been, I think Morgan Riley came out to help, but there should be more to that. Like, it's just, I'm glad Calgary's, you know, the tougher team than most of these teams, but, like, Toronto needs grittiness, man. Because it's like, I think that's been their problem for a long time. It's like, they have the skill, but it's like, man, come playoff time, how aggressive the game is, you're not going to be giving those superstars a lot of room to work with. You can't always dangle your way to a goal.
Yeah.
And you can't always outscore a team 5-6, whatever. Same with the Flames, right? That's why I think Sutter hockey's good for playoff, because you're going to want to win those gritty games when it's a one-goal game, right? For like 40 minutes of the entire game.
I think that was I kind of agree with you in that situation, because I sadly I couldn't watch this game, but I did watch the highlights, and that was the one thing I noticed between Toronto and Calgary. And Toronto has the talent. They probably they're pretty close to having better talent than Calgary. But however, Calgary has the talent it needs, and it also plays aggressive. Way more aggressive.
Oh, for sure. And their goaltender was
better
goaltender
I think
than Campbell.
I think Toronto really messed up when they got rid of Anderson. I think they really kind of pooped on that situation.
I think it was cap reasons.
They pay 4 forwards over 10 mil.
Yeah, literally. I will just I don't know, the way some of those fans were treating Anderson, I didn't get it. I'm glad that Anderson's proving my point though with how he's doing in Carolina.
Yep.
Because in my head I was like, he was never the problem. Never was the problem.
I don't think he was either.
I think it's an effort problem. I think it's an effort, and I mean that defensive depth. Yeah, they could honestly use a bit more. Kind of hard though when you're paying a lot of money for 4 people, you know. But
barely.
I mean, at least we'll be fine. We'll go to the goaltenders here quickly. I think Markstrom had an amazing game. He made some amazing saves.
46 saves.
Yeah, 46 out of 48 there. 958 save percentage. Campbell had the 808 save percentage with 21 saves out of 26 shots. I don't even think Campbell was terrible. I just don't think...
I don't think he's a true starter.
I think he will be. I think he honestly already is. He's just having a slump. That's what I think. I think he's just having a slump a bit.
Again, he's kind of been like on and off through most of his career, to be honest, if I am correct.
I just think Toronto was playing much harder, much faster, and much faster paced game for them in the first period, and the Flames just didn't. Or sorry, not the Flames, and then Toronto just. I think the physicality made him back off a bit. I think the 4-1, right? You know, like you get scored 4 goals in the span of what I think it was like 6 to 7 minutes. I can't remember
something
the time
like
specifically,
that.
but
Pretty
it's like,
close.
That time it takes the wind out of you too, but you're gonna have to fight adversity with that too.
Yeah.
Hence, this game 2 years ago, because of this Toronto speed in the first period, I think Calgary loses. We didn't have any speed. We still don't really have the most speed in the world, but Johnny Gaudreau right this season is like pretty damn fast.
True. I think it's also because
speeds up the line a lot with Lindholm.
I think it's also because Flames are playing so many back-to-back games lately. It's getting like tiring for them because like obviously that whole COVID stop kind of really screwed up their schedule, and now they got to play so many games to get caught up with the rest of the league.
They're gonna have to get used to it for March. So March is gonna be terrible.
Yeah. So hopefully the team stays pretty. Not so tired and can still produce and still win games for us. That would be great.
You know what we forgot to talk about? I just thought of this.
What's that?
That Vegas game, Kachuk's goal. The between the legs. How do we forget about that?
That was such a good goal. Like
poor Robin Lehner.
Oh,
I like Robin Lehner. He's a good guy.
He's not going to be Vegas' starter for money.
No, I don't think they chose the wrong goalie. But as a person, I respect Robin Lehner for what he's done for the league.
Yeah, true. He's done a lot for that league,
so,
that's for sure.
I gotta really give it to him for that, but that was an amazing... Those between the legs goal, man, I swear to you, every time I've gone to a game in person, he's done the between the legs. Seriously. The first game,
Did you do it at the Vegas game that you went to before COVID?
Not the one before COVID, but the first one. The one before the Ducks game, he did. He tried to do it, and he just missed the net.
But then we go into the Rangers game.
That would have been one of the goal views. It was almost like Nashville, like you know when he like scored the Nashville goal.
Yeah,
which should have won goal of the year, by the way. That was way better than McDavid's was pretty good though.
But Kachuk's was insane.
But Kachuk's was absolutely just disgusting. Yeah, it's between the legs are just getting really good because he did the one with the Rangers when we went, and that was really good. Yeah, that was which sucked because I couldn't see it because of like the view, because the bench.
No, that was in our corner.
No, it was on the other side.
No. That was in our corner. I watched it.
Well, it was third. I thought it was third period, though.
Yeah, because in the first, the Rangers were in our zone, and then they switched to that zone, and then the third, they were back at ours.
Were they?
Yeah.
Jeez.
You don't remember that?
I swear.
I gotta show you the video after this, because it shows. It shows.
No.
I think you could literally see us, too.
No, isn't it that it's, because we were on the bench side. So, like literally next to us was the Flames bench. Yeah. So I couldn't see because of the bodies and stuff. And of course, you can't stand Drakes, and all the fans will be mad at you, which I don't blame them, right? Everyone wants to enjoy the game, but I couldn't see it. But no, we're the TV show, right? On the bench. Then it's like first period. It's always the left side they go and play.
Yeah.
You know, like the green seats.
Yeah.
It was like the specialty seats, which will probably turn into like NFT collectible seats or something like that.
Oh god!
When NFTs become the new way of using tickets, in my opinion.
Oh god, no.
I thought that's I can't remember. Anyways, it's an
amazing total off topic.
I just love going to games, man. They're so much fun. Like just being in the front rows, man. Just hearing the crowd and like the goal horn and everything. The atmosphere feels so nice. Yeah. That's what I miss about like events, you know.
True. Yeah. Love hockey.
What were we
Love it.
talking about beforehand? I think I got off topic there.
We
That
got
was
really
kinda
off
fun.
topic. No, we were talking about the Leafs and Flames games, but now we're going to wrap that.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap that up quickly here. Tristan, any last words about that game?
Man, keep playing. Hopefully they play better for the hopefully they keep this type of game style for the Islanders because I'm going to that game. So they better.
Birthday boy, yeah.
Let's go.
This old man's turning 20.
Going on 40.
Going on.
You hear it in my voice. I'm the new Ralph Macchio.
Oh,
There we go. I'm the Karate Kid 2.0. You know.
The Islanders are 500 right now.
Yeah, you know what's weird, man? When they played Vancouver the day on Vegas. So whatever day that was. The other day.
Yeah.
They scored. It was a 5-0 win.
Really? Against Vancouver?
It's odd. Like, they don't score a lot, and that's the problem with the Islanders. Is
I
they
gotta
don't
see this
score,
team.
but then they score. So, like, the Islanders are a weird team, man. It's like Barry Trotz is a phenomenal coach, and there's nothing against him. When they lose, it's not Barry Trotz. I don't think it is. I think it's just lack scoring. I don't know. Barzell is heating up.
I think he's going to.
But Barzell just hasn't been what I think he should be this season. I mean, same with Beauvilliers been scoring a bit. Pajot, I would like to see more of him.
Yeah.
I think in some ways they do miss Tavares. I mean, Tavares plays a different game style now.
Matthew Barzell is really looking in the direction that Jonathan Toews is kind of going because he was like the franchise
What,
player.
he wants out?
Honestly, how they're going, I would want to leave.
Nah, for me, I think the Islanders just... I think it's a little few tweaks. I think they need new goaltending. Nothing against Sorokin and Varlamov. I think Sorokin is a good 1B goalie, but I think you're definitely going to need a stronger goaltender tandem. Defensive depth is there. It's kind of slow.
Shouldn't even... I'm surprised.
For Dev might it be at 2. Why did they get rid of Devon Taves?
Jonathan Toews?
No, Devon Taves.
Oh.
He's on the Avs. He's a defenseman. He is a great pickup for the Avalanche.
They have Sebastian Aho?
No, it's another guy.
it-
It's another guy named Sebastian Aho.
Oh, okay. I was
It
going to say,
confused me.
huh?
It was so funny. I
forgot this team had Noah
was.
Dobson.
Oh yeah. So it's funny that you said. Oh yeah, we could have had Noah Dobson.
We could have had Noah Dobson, man. We were pissed.
That was the Hamonic trade.
Pissed.
That was the Hamonic trade. I remember that. But yeah, he'll be good. I mean, they have. So anyway, sorry, I'm talking about Sebastian Aho here. I remember like doing the fantasy pick, and I'm like, wow, no one picked up Sebastian Aho, and I'm about to click, and then I'm like, oh yeah, the Islanders Aho, not the Hurricanes Aho. Okay, never mind.
Maybe it was a good idea because he's played 12 games and only has 2 points with a -6.
Yeah,
that would have saved your ass in fantasy.
I think defense depth might be a little bit of whatever there. Yeah, I mean, I haven't even heard much of Zdeno Chara either, so it's kind of a odd year for them. They're mid-tier. That's what I think they are. Because I can't say they're terrible.
He's played 30.
I can't say they're amazing either.
Chara has played 37 games, has 5 assists, and he has 66 penalty minutes.
But yeah, honestly, I think as long as the Flames play how they were doing the last few games, I think it'll be a win.
Yeah.
But then again, man, see how they play against the Oilers tonight, and might get some. If they win, they might get some emotion. But heck, even if they lose, they might be angry and they're like, "Let's finish this off hard, man."
It's still
Play a good game.
It is still,
never know. It's always a different game every day.
Yeah, true. It is still 2-1 for the Oilers over the Islanders with 12 minutes left in the third. So it could go either way. It really can. Then I think how the Flames have been playing lately, I think they need to keep it up against the Islanders, and obviously the Islanders have been struggling lately, so hopefully the Flames take advantage of that. And it should be an easy win in my opinion.
Speaking of Matt Martin though, or not Matt Martin. Speaking of New York though, they have Matt Martin. I wonder if Toronto misses someone like Matt Martin. I wonder if bringing him back, if it ever happened, do you think that would maybe change a little bit? I think there's physicality there.
Physicality, yeah.
I just think they need more bodies.
Yeah.
That's what I think, man. Ryan Reeves would actually be I'd actually be scared with Toronto if they had like a Reeves on their team. I think Reeves kind of puts New York over that edge a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
he
I was
really
saying
did.
before.
He made a really good decision going to the Rangers.
100%.
Tristan, we got some management to talk about, don't we?
Yeah, so 2 Canadian teams fired their coaches. Just Canada. the place where if you're a coach, you literally work for 2 years and then you just move back to America.
Bye.
It's literally a 2-year stint. It's like it's a diploma.
Because they can only handle it for 2 years.
The fans can only handle it for 2 years.
Oh.
I mean, that was us with like Gulletson and
actually, we've had some changes.
Bill Peters. I never had a problem with Bill Peters, and then of course the whole thing happened.
That whole incident with
Jeff Ford was just too slow. We always just had slower paced coaches dumping. Like Gulletson always tried and played this like trap game. If I remember, it was like dump and chase trap. It was just it was boring.
The only one that was actually the only coach that was actually pretty decent has been Sutter. Because we had him in 2004. They brought it to the Cup, and then we brought him back this year, and he's made them play probably the best hockey we've seen in at least the last 4 years.
It might have been exaggerated because the 2019 season was so good, and of course Bill Peters was the coach at that time.
Yes.
That was a great team. That was a great team. Oh, I miss that team, but I mean, I think this team's better. I really do think they're better.
Oh,
better goaltending, better defenseman actually.
Are you talking? Wait, for the Flames?
For the Flames, yeah.
Defense
from 2019.
Oh,
because you have a more developed Rasmus Anderson, a more developed Noah Hannafin,
a more developed Oliver Shillington.
Yeah, Shillington.
He's going off lately. It's just
you have Tanev, which
Tanev is probably he's a great piece to have.
Yes, very much so.
Okay, with our third pairing, I don't hate Gudbranson. I don't, because he's a great access to have during a penalty kill. Like, he's great at a penalty kill.
I don't have much. You know what?
I think it's Zadorov that scares me more.
You know what's weird with the season is it's like, maybe this happens with most teams. I mean, I don't know if I'm thinking too much into this, but it's like when you lose. Well, I guess that would make sense. You lose, you see the problems, right? You see the negatives more, and the negatives usually have something to do with like a Zadorov giveaway. I've seen so many Zadorov giveaways. Honestly, I think Gudbranson's been fine.
Yeah. I wouldn't get rid of Gudbranson. I would make the Zadorov situation.
I think he's been a perfect third line. Actually, I think in a perfect world, he'd be a perfect seventh defenseman.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Zadorov or Gudbranson?
And not like Gudbranson.
Oh.
I don't think like... I think you'd run 7 defensemen in a perfect world with Gudbranson as 7. That's what I think. I hope Valimaki plays eventually. Like I said, even Zadorov, I haven't even like worried too much the past few days. Oh, okay. The giveaways in Dallas are a story, but when they win games dominantly, Zadorov is playing good.
Yeah.
There's no complaints.
Oh, against Vegas, he gave a terrible pass to Vegas that got him a breakaway, but thank God Markstrom saved it.
Oh, Jesse Pool Party scored. Jesse Puljujärvi scored.
Oh, really?
Second McDavid assist of the night, and Draisaitl.
All right. So, anyways, back to on topic about
Edmonton.
Edmonton. Back on top about Edmonton. Tippett was fired, their head coach. I don't know what to say because, he kind of had that weird stretch in January where they were, losing a lot and they were just going down the standings, but I don't think he was the true problem.
No, me neither. Well, before I say anything else, I'll just get you the stats here. So, in 171 games he coached for this team, they were 95, 62, and 14. The record isn't as bad as you'd think it'd be. So... like you said, I agree with that. Tippett was not the problem.
I still think it's the boys' club.
It's a boys' club problem. I think Bobby Nicholson is a big thing. I think Holland.
If they don't make playoffs this year, do you think Holland's gone?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, 100%. I think McDavid.
They will literally cut everyone's head before McDavid's gone. I'm telling you.
That's
what they'll probably do.
I wonder how many years.
There's so much to it. I think Jay Woodcroft is going to be a good replacement for him. He was the Bakersfield Condors coach, so their AHL affiliate coach.
Oh, really?
He had 105 wins in his time down there with a .586 winning percentage. And he seems to be like a good, decent players coach. Nothing too crazy where he's letting them off the hook or anything, but it seems like a breath of fresh air. They're winning this game tonight. Does that have something to do with it? It could be. The fact that the Islanders had a 5-0 win, dominant win. You're going to take that momentum to your next game. So I think that has something to say that Woodcroft might actually be helping out a little bit. It's just one game, of course, just like the Evander Kane thing. It's just been a few games. You can't do a full judgment. But this could be something to help. I don't think that, like I said, I don't think the coaching change is the problem. Unlike Vancouver, for example, I think they did need the coaching change.
They really did.
The GM
It proved.
change. But honestly, you know what the Oilers need? Maybe it is the GM thing, because you just need competent management to start getting players in decent contracts and get a goaltender.
And a
goaltender.
I don't get what...
You haven't had a goaltender since Dwayne Rollison. It's been 12.
Nope.
No.
Cam Talbot.
Or Cam... Yeah, you're right.
You mentioned that so many times.
I know, literally.
No, but
the
like...
playoffs.
Dude.
But you know what I mean? Like, Dwayne Rollison's Stanley Cup final before he got injured. Dwayne Rollison. That dude was phenomenal. He's some Dominic Hasek-like saves, man.
I just don't get what Edmonton saw in Ken Holland, like, after what he did with Detroit. Because, like... They had the chance to take Steve Yzerman. They said no. They went with Ken Holland. Steve Yzerman went to Tampa.
Yeah.
And then you saw what he did with Tampa. And they're obviously back-to-back champions because of what he made there. And now he's back with Detroit, thank God. So maybe they can...
Now Detroit made Cup team.
Yeah,
like
now...
5 years.
Actually, I would not complain. Detroit kind of needs that and deserves that again. They were fun when they were Cup contender.
100%. That Zetterberg, Datsuk,
Brendan Shanahan.
Osgood, Cleary.
Yeah, that was a good team. Like Lidstrom as well. Good team. But anyways, I just don't see what they saw in Ken Holland and
Nick Lindstrom.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I love that Spit and Chicklets. There's like this one episode they did, and they were talking about how they like, I think it was Whitney. And Ryan Whitney's literally saying he firmly believes that I think Lindstrom's like 52 years old or something like that. At this age, he'd still smoke defensemen in this league.
Yeah, probably.
He was that good.
Yeah.
He is... Is Cale Makar the next him? He's the next Paul Coffey, I think. He's the next Lindstrom. He could be that good, man.
Yeah.
He's that good of a player. He's phenomenal. It's Colorado needs to win a cup with that tandem. They have to.
Well,
they literally have to.
What a waste if you don't.
Can you imagine?
Oh, I don't want
goodness.
to. I really don't want to.
Like, literally, you win McKinnon and Makar a cup. Those are two possible Hall of Famers. Like, I mean, possibility in the sense that it's like, I believe, I know how young Makar is. I know how like young McKinnon still is in a sense.
They're all still in their like
they
young primes.
Literally, if they start winning cups right now and start going far, oh boy,
it's over.
Easy Hall of Famers. That's what I think.
Yeah. Should be interesting, especially if both Florida teams still in the mix as well. And then you see Vegas, and then you see how Calgary's playing, and then you see, wow, there's like actually contenders everywhere. It's kind of like all over the place this year with contenders. It's getting interesting for sure.
That's what I always like about the NHL compared to a lot of other leagues, NBA, is that you actually have different teams and a variety of teams that can compete and win a cup.
Even if you're like the last spot in the playoffs or anything is possible when it comes to playoffs.
That's why the NFL playoffs are so good this year, is because teams that aren't the Bucks were winning.
Or the Chiefs.
Yeah,
weren't
exactly.
winning.
Like, honestly, like, to me, the Bills, for example, are like, they're like a Carolina, I think, where it's like, Carolina, they're almost due for that run. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would say Carolina because I think they've been really good for the past few years, and it's Brendan Moore is going to take them eventually.
You know what was kind of funny about the Bills game? Like, the more I thought about it, and everyone was like complaining about that rule change in OT. The Bengals lost the coin toss and had the versus the Chiefs offense in OT, and they got an interception and stopped them, and they kicked the field goal to win the game. So I think Bills fans were just complaining because they lost and their defense wasn't good enough to stop them. And again, I'm also being biased because my team's in the Super Bowl and I'm happy they are. So
there's a better defense, is what it is. I mean, hey,
am I being cocky? Yes.
You can't complain.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fair. You just will never like. Why would you complain about like Bills' offense? Yeah, it was scoring everyone, man. But back to hockey.
Holy cow! Yeah, we're totally going off topic again. Sorry, I'm excited. 2 days. 2 days. I'm excited.
What to talk about?
We'll talk about that in another episode. For sure.
Yeah, so maybe the coaching thing helps. I mean, I don't even know what the Oilers do if they have this happens and they don't even make playoffs, dude.
If they don't make playoffs, you're like in a whole shit moment because McDavid would probably want gone. Same with Draisaitl.
I still think they'll. I still think they'll make the playoffs, but dude, I don't know, man. Do
wait,
like they have to. They literally have. Well, I mean, if they want,
I don't know.
If they want Oilers fans to burn down Rogers.
Actually, that could happen.
Or they burn down the Butterdome in U of A.
You know
One
what's
of those
kind of
two.
funny? Detroit actually has a chance of making the last spot in the East for us.
Yeah,
Wild
I know. It's like
That's
it's
like
weird,
very
man. And the East Conference is always the better conference, in my opinion. Like,
So
with points wise too, right? Like you gotta just usually score more for that wild card spots for the 2 wild card spots.
So obviously this can change at any moment during the season, but right now for the West, the wild card right now is St. Louis and Anaheim in the last 2 spots.
Yeah.
But the dog fight right now is St. Louis, who has 57 points, who probably won't be moving anytime soon. Anaheim, Dallas, and Edmonton. That is the fight, basically. And then you still have San Jose and Vancouver in there.
Nothing against these teams, but all of them have flaws. But St. Louis is the less flawed out of all those teams, in my
100%.
opinion.
That's, well, because the Central has been playing so well that they have to sit in the first wild card because you have Colorado sitting on top, you have Nashville and Minnesota.
So at the end of the day, it's going to be 1 wild card up for grabs in a sense.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So Edmonton, you are in a very risky spot. It is boom or bust time. Really.
Yeah. It's
not looking pretty.
I think the breath of fresh air will help. I think it will.
Maybe.
I'm gonna keep being optimist because at one point you gotta have the superstars, man. Superstars on teams are gonna get their due.
Yeah.
Like Matt Stafford, right? I know we're going to football quickly, but it's like, on a garbage team for years on end. Pugliarvi scored again.
Oh, Detroit ruined his career. Oh,
But
so
that's what I'm
sad.
saying. That's the same thing we're talking about with McDavid, but even in a bigger light, because McDavid is the best hockey player.
In the NHL right now.
Might even be the best athlete in the world because many people debate that hockey players are the greatest athletes. There's a whole different debate.
That is a totally different debate.
Skating is a whole different aspect.
Yeah.
You have the game and you have skating. You have shooting, passing, all that stuff with the stick and puck.
It is probably one of
And
the
then you have
hardest sports to
skating.
play.
I think it's the combinations. But at the same time, F1 drivers, it's impossible. Hitting a baseball, with a bat,
That is impressive.
I think that is
gotta
the
give 'em
hardest
that.
thing to do in sports. That's what I agree with. I just think the combination makes hockey a really tough sport.
Yeah,
you
so
know what I mean?
I think you're right. The hardest thing to do in a sport is probably hit a baseball at that fast. But for overall sport wise, I think it's hockey or boxing.
And I'm not even saying
Boxing's hard.
that's true. I'm not even saying this is like being biased. I think literally
No, like
anyone
just
who does
looking at
sports-
it, just looking at it all for sports, and like obviously we've played our sports, and we could obviously kind of tell as well.
Yeah.
Hockey is up there for one of the hardest sports overall to play
Well, I mean,
and learn, and like it took us years to get good at it.
It could be different wherever, but because you live in a Canadian place, there's automatically better hockey players than other sports.
Yep.
But in Europe, 14-year-old football players, I could say football, it's soccer players are killing 30-year-old Canadians, right? You know what I mean?
Obviously.
Like on the field, on the pitch.
Different.
It's all different.
countries, different sports. That's all it is.
It's all different though. And maybe even that's just a funny thing to always talk about. Because you think about soccer, like you got to be conditioned, man.
Yeah.
That stamina is impressive. You got midfielders do not stop running, man. They run the whole field. Midfielders run the whole field. Sometimes they go all the way to the net and score a goal before the striker does, right? So
Yeah.
but
Okay, we're going off topic again.
way too much.
Tristan, we got one more GM coach changes that we need to talk about over in Montreal.
Yes.
Who do we start with?
So Dominic Ducharme was coaching for really just 2 seasons. Because Claude Julien? Yeah. Got fired. Let go.
Yep.
Comes in. 83 games. He coached 23, 46, 14. Not a pretty record at all.
Nope.
Tippett's record looks like Hall of Fame compared to that. Man, it's funny we were talking about that. I think the podcast before, if I'm correct. I can't remember if we did, but I remember saying something about him recently. It makes sense now that I think of it. I didn't actually expect it. Maybe it's because, well, I'm like, okay, well, they're doing so bad. And then it's like, we all know it's going to be a rebuild. But at the same time, I don't think we actually expect... I keep trying to remember this. None of us expected the Habs to be this bad. We all expected them to be lower in the standings.
Yeah, especially after Price and what happened to Price and Weber.
I don't think any of us thought they would be this defeated.
They haven't won over 10
It's
games
tough.
yet, have they?
Nope.
No.
Nope. They lost the new coach, which we'll get into in a sec there, coached his first game yesterday against the Caps, and they lost 5-2.
Now, do you keep going on this route of tanking?
You have to.
You haven't won 10 games, so I'm assuming.
You actually have to, because what point is it to even try and even get assets or anything? Seriously, sell your veterans, because honestly, Price, if he comes back, I think it's done. Man, Price's tandem here, like, Habs should put a shrine for him.
I don't think he's fully done, though.
Yeah, but it's like,
I don't think
it is so hard to sort of rebuild with that. I think Price should be traded.
Shipped.
I want him to win a cup.
I do too. He deserves it after what he's been through in Montreal. And they're not even bad fans to him. They don't hate him. They love him.
Maybe he goes to Edmonton. They need a goaltender. No.
As a Flames fan?
Can you imagine?
No.
Can you imagine? No, they'd still lose their playoff spot.
They're like, just on depth in their defense.
No,
yes.
I think what you got to do, because we know Weber's not going to play anymore.
Yeah,
great career. He deserved more. He deserves to play.
Did he actually announce retirement yet?
Or he pretty much said, yeah, he's
pretty much did.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't think it's been official, but
yeah, eventually will.
Yeah, I think he's still there supporting the team. I think he goes to the games, if I'm correct. I think him and Price do that. They go to the games.
Yeah,
and support them.
I've seen Price.
But yeah, I think once you let Price go to a team so you can try and get his cup, and you just start the rebuild. And I think you got to just keep going with that. Funny, actually, we're talking about this. So the new coach, Martin St. Louis.
That was shocking.
Legend. He's French, so it makes sense.
Just like
he's Quebec, so it makes sense.
I guess so, but just Montreal did not see that one coming.
You know what's funny about this? St. Louis, before this, was coaching a AAA team, and I think it was in Cincinnati. Or no, Connecticut. It was Connecticut. It was Connecticut.
You fooled me.
It was. I heard a C, and it was in Columbus. No, it was Connecticut. So, can you imagine getting that big of a promotion? AAA to the NHL. I mean, I get it, right? Because
he's a legend. He played the game, but AAA to wow.
Like we all love Quadzilla, but man.
Wait, is it just like midget, or was it just midget?
It was
AAA,
just regular AAA, like whatever in Connecticut. I don't know, like how. Yeah. I don't know if they do it differently.
You don't know the deep. Okay.
But funny enough, so you have Kent Hughes as the GM now. St. Louis, their sons play on the same team. I actually saw that.
I actually saw that too.
It might actually be that AAA team. I actually don't know what their ages are. And
no,
stuff,
it's not that AAA. No, I don't think so. But
I don't want to go
do
back
play on
and
the same
find
team.
out on Instagram because I follow too many hockey accounts to know which person posted that. It might have been TSN actually.
I think I can find it quickly if you
check TSN. If not, it's okay.
I believe it is TSN, so I'll just quickly.
But yeah,
check.
you know
Continue.
what? We'll see. St. Louis doesn't have a coaching resume really, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe it works.
Both of their sons play through the Northern Eastern Huskies in St. Louis. Or, no, sorry, his last name is St. Louis. Duh.
St. Louis, yeah.
Sorry, I thought that... Yeah, anyways.
Maybe that was the Connecticut thing. I don't know. Anyways. So that kind of works out. We'll see. I can't say anything about it because, like, this is his first...
actual coaching job as in the NHL.
In the big league, right? I mean, so sometimes good players come good coaches. Not Gretzky, but sometimes they're not Gretzky. Yeah. Like, most players are not Wayne Gretzky.
As a coach?
Yeah. Ooh. Think of it. Daryl Sutter, like the Sutters were hockey players. They weren't terrible, but they're damn better coaches. Yeah. Well, Daryl is. I don't know. Brent was all right, but... Brent, I think he's with the Rebels now, right? I think he owns a part of the Rebels, if I'm correct. I'm probably putting BS in the mouth now, but
you guys have phones, search it up.
Yeah, exactly. I'll do it later. Anyways, but
honestly,
I don't know
there's
what to think, man. It's just a French guy got a job in the French.
A legendary French guy got a job. You gotta give him some credit. He's still a legend to a lot of teams, but
dude, St. Louis, man. That goal where he scored after his mother passed away is one of the greatest goals I have ever seen. Like, I get chills. That goal and the Paul Kariya goal when he got smoked by Scott Stevens in the playoff game, in 2003. Those two goals literally give me shivers on my spine every time I watch the highlight.
When his mom passed away, was that the one in the playoffs against Washington?
I think it was.
Because the goal when he was with the Rangers and it was against the Washington Capitals, that was an insane goal.
I think it was, though. I can't remember the goal specifically. I just remember the goal, but yeah. Yeah, crazy stuff. We'll see. What do you last thoughts for you there, good sir?
Yeah, it's just kind of like it's kind of a 50-50 gamble. Like St. Louis doesn't have any NHL experience with it, and it's kind of like odd to see, right? But who knows what happens? They did get rid of old management, which I think they did need, and they're looking in a new direction. And obviously, they're going to be rebuilding pretty quick here. So yeah, they're taking the right steps for sure. Just you don't know what will happen because you don't know their experience or anything. So
for sure,
it's a gamble, but
sure,
they're going in with the right gamble, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Tristan, do you quickly want to just go over the Coyotes' new stadium?
Yeah, for sure. So Arizona now has agreed to go to the Arizona State's stadium there. Only fits 5,000. Bettman seems to think that it might even make more money for them.
Well, yeah,
so we'll see how it goes,
they might be able to fill the stands.
It'll be cooler, man. It's a bunch of uni kids. They're gonna enjoy it, man. Think of it. Oh, want to go to a Coyotes game, right? You know, like you meet a nice girl, right? You know, let's go to the Coyotes game.
Dude, if you meet a girl and you ask her to a Coyotes game, I think you're already messing up.
You're not the disappointment. You're not the disappointment.
Yeah,
that's the real. Think of it.
No, you're the disappointment of being a fan of the Coyotes and asking a chick to go with you to the game.
Arizona should get a banner that literally says "Wingman of the Year" or every year they're in Arizona State. That's
well, I guess you can, if you're getting so bored of Coyotes getting their asses kicked, at least you can make out with them. Hopefully.
Isn't that boring?
It is just a bunch of uni kids.
Is the game that boring that you have to actually to pretend you're enjoying the really garbage beer at the stadium? Like really?
Dome foam's pretty cool. Dome foam's different.
That's a different.
Dome foam's different, bro. Man. I can't wait to go to Flames games.
Can't wait, bro. Anyways, man, we'll see how it goes. Arizona, you know what? Just move to Houston. That's what I think, man. That's all honestly. But yeah, man. Anyways, I think that's all we got going for this week. Of course, we got more going on next week, so we will definitely hit you up with a new podcast, probably around the Tuesday mark. This one will be on Spotify. We have a Spotify now, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So,
we forgot to mention that.
Check it out at Puck and Stuff on Spotify there. You can see only the first episode right now. We're going to get this episode up. We are going to wait and see about maybe putting the other episodes up onto Spotify. If not...
Go check it out.
Then just check it out on YouTube. But from now on, all our podcast stuff is going to be put on Spotify, and all our YouTube stuff will just be on YouTube. So,
yeah.
Got any last words there, good sir?
Well, boys, I'm really excited because next time we're going to be talking, it's going to be after the Super Bowl, and I'm really, really hoping my team comes out with a win in that and gets their first Super Bowl ever for the franchise. And yeah, Flames, keep it up. You're playing great with the 5-game win streak, and damn, I'm happy to be a fan right now of sports.
Yeah, it's actually nice.
It's getting really.
We're getting rewarded a little bit. It's
a little bit. And again, thank you guys for the support as well. You guys are a big factor of why we do this, and we love talking to you. We just love if you keep leaving a like and maybe comment on as many things that we do, and also leave just subscribe. It never hurts to just click the button. We need it. Please.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening, and we will talk to you again later. Peace out.
See ya.